If you're new to lucid dreaming and out-of-body experiences, or even if you had some success with them already, you probably found yourself asking the same question I did years ago. Why does it happen so easily on some nights yet seem almost impossible on others? In this video I'm going to share a technique I stumbled across many years ago that dramatically increased my access to these states. Of all the methods I've experimented with over the last 30 odd years, this one has had the biggest impact on my results. I'm going to explain exactly what it is, why it works, and how you can begin using it tonight to increase the frequency of your own lucid dreams and out-of-body experiences. I came across it while I was trying to answer the very same question you're probably asking right now. Why are some nights blessed with lucidity whilst others pass by in complete unconsciousness? I became obsessed with finding the answer to that question, and eventually I began to notice a pattern. Whenever I had a really good reason to have an experience, whenever I was highly motivated and absolutely determined to succeed, I'd push myself a little further than usual. More often than not, I'd have an OBE or a lucid dream. And that was the breakthrough. The secret wasn't some special breathing technique or supplement or piece of equipment. It was the determination and the intention. And over time, I refined that observation into a repeatable process that I eventually called the determination technique. So before we get into the technique itself, there's a few preliminary exercises that will help prepare you. And the first is to begin by simply observing the mind as you fall asleep. Most people lose consciousness every night without ever noticing the process unfold, and your job is to watch it happen. As you lie in bed, observe the gradual transition from waking awareness to sleep. Try and remain in that half state between waking and sleeping for as long as possible before sleep finally takes you. Watch as the fogginess begins to creep in and envelop your awareness. Get used to noticing when you're drifting and pulling your attention back before you completely lose consciousness. Pay attention to your breathing. Notice how it naturally changes as sleep approaches. Like you may find that the in-breath becomes shallower and the out-breath becomes heavier and more pronounced. This is what I'd call sleep breathing. It sort of goes... You often observe it in someone who's sleeping next to you or as they go to sleep. The more familiar you become with these changes, the easier it becomes to recognise them when you're approaching the threshold between waking and sleeping yourself. And once you're comfortable with observing these transitions, you can spend extended periods within the half state without being immediately carried into sleep. And then you're ready for the technique itself. And that's where the magic happens. So this is the determination technique. And this is step 1. Go to bed tired, but not too tired, with the sole intention of having a lucid dream or an out-of-body experience. Be absolutely determined that you will achieve it. There's no half measures and there's no casual attempts. You're going to make it happen, and that has to be your mindset. This is your objective for the night, and even if it takes you far longer than you expected, that strength of resolve is really important. That's the bedrock of the technique. Step 2. Repeat an affirmation to yourself at least 20, 30 times, maybe more. Something as simple as, oh, I will become conscious in my dreams tonight, or I will have an out-of-body experience tonight. Now the words, they don't really matter. It doesn't have to be an exact phrase. What matters is that you genuinely mean them, and it's the strength of intention behind them. So allow this intention to become the final thought in your mind before sleep. Step 3. As your body begins to grow tired, keep your awareness alert. Start with your feet. This is an exercise I like to do as going into it. So you start at your feet. You feel your toes begin to, as you put your awareness into them, they begin to tingle. And then gradually, you move your awareness and your attention upwards through your feet, calves, thighs, torso, arms, hands, neck and face. And as sleep approaches, you may notice that your physical body begins to lose its sense of solidity. And it can start to feel more like a field of tingling energy rather than a physical form. And that is the half state. That's the place between sleeping and waking. And while you're there, you begin gently exploring. You try and move a non-physical finger even, or try lifting a non-physical arm. And notice any unusual sensations that you may experience. A bit of swaying, wobbling, rotating, etc. These are all common sensations that you can start to get used to, and that's the loosening of the energy body. They are useful signposts that you're approaching an opportunity for an exit. Step 4. Remain as still as possible. If you need to move, don't worry. It's not the end of the attempt, but it simply means the process may take a little while longer. In many cases, spending more time awake actually works in your favour because it keeps the mind alert as you're drifting. Step 5, and this is the most important, remain absolutely determined to stay conscious for as long as it takes. Do not abandon the attempt because you become bored. Do not abandon it because you become impatient. Do not abandon it because you think there's something going on tomorrow that you need to be awake for. And do not abandon it because you're tired. If you notice yourself drifting into unconscious sleep, pull your awareness back and reaffirm that intention that you're going to have an OBE tonight. Insist that you will remain conscious throughout the transition. This is where most people fail. They quit just before success arrives, and success usually arrives just after you want to quit. So remain determined. That's the key, remain determined. Step 6. Imagine your awareness is like a laser beam and it's pushing through the barrier of sleep. Your task is to preserve that sense of I am aware as the body falls asleep. And for me, there's often this distinct forward feeling in the mind. I focus my attention at the brow centre and maintain that forward pressure. And through observation, you may begin to notice that when your awareness starts to fade, it often feels as though the mind is falling backwards and dissolving into the back of your mind, the back of your head. And when that happens, gently bring your awareness forward again and put that brow centre pressure back on and re-establish your focus. Step 7. Thoughts and dream fragments and random imagery will begin to appear, and that's perfectly normal. And the key is learning to notice them without getting lost in them. The moment you realise you've drifted, you need to calmly return to your intention. Bring your awareness back to your objective to become conscious just after the sleep barrier. Allow that intention to remain the dominant thought in your mind throughout the process. Step 8. Eventually your body will become too tired to remain awake. And if you've done everything right, then your mind will remain aware. And when that happens, one of two things will usually occur. You'll either enter a lucid dream with full awareness, or you'll find yourself in the ideal position to exit your body directly. And with practice, you can become remarkably good at sitting in this half state. At times, it might even feel a bit like insomnia, but in my experience, this is often a positive sign rather than a negative one, because it can keep you aware a little while longer. So remember the rules. Don't give in to boredom. Try not to move unnecessarily. Maintain your focus. That's really important. And hold your intention. Hold your intention. The greatest successes often arrive just after the point where you feel like giving up. Don't. If you can just hold on that little while longer, that's where the magic happens. And finally, don't forget to make the attempt to exit. This is where many opportunities are missed. It's not going to happen just by lying there. You need to try rolling out. Try floating upwards. Try even just sitting up in your bed in your non-physical body. Whatever it is, just try and move. And the important thing to remember is to make that attempt. If you practice diligently the technique, you'll find yourself experiencing lucid dreams and out-of-body states way more frequently than you ever thought possible. So try it tonight. Make it happen. No excuses. Let me know in the comments how you get on.